Welcome to the Grateful Living podcast. I'm your host, Talisha Meyer. I'm a published author, writer, holistic massage practitioner, empath, intuitive, and light worker. Join us for this week's episode. Today's episode is for anyone who's been putting things off lately. I mean, you know what you want to do. You know, you've got the list, the plan, the Pinterest board, but somehow the days keep slipping by. You scroll, you snack, or deep clean your kitchen instead of doing the one thing you said you were going to do. If that's you, firstly, take a deep breath. You're not lazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. Today, I want to offer a reframe, one that changed everything for me actually. What if your procrastination isn't about laziness or lack of discipline? What if it's actually rooted in fear? And more specifically, a fear of success. So let's dive in. Let's start with the truth. Procrastination isn't a time management issue, it's an emotional regulation issue. Psychologist Dr. Tim Pitchell puts it this way: procrastination is about avoiding emotions, not tasks. And when I heard that, something actually clicked. We don't delay because we're incapable, we delay because something about the task feels threatening. Maybe it brings up anxiety, fear of judgment, fear of failure, or fear of what happens if we actually succeed. Instead of facing that discomfort head on, our brains go, ugh, this feels scary or hard, I need a dopamine hit. So we scroll, or we tidy, or we open 17 tabs to research, and for a moment it works, we feel better. But the task still looms, and now there's guilt and shame layered on top. Sound familiar? Here's where it gets really deep. We talk a lot about fear of failure, but fear of success is just as real, and in a way, a bit more sneaky. Let me paint the picture. You start getting visible online, clients inquire, people are watching, and suddenly your brain starts screaming, what if I can't keep this up? What if people expect more now? What if I get judged or criticized? What if success changes my relationships? See, success brings its own kind of pressure. Visibility, responsibility, the risk of being seen, and potentially being rejected. So your nervous system tries to protect you in the only way it knows how: avoidance. Now let's bring in a little science. There are a few psychological principles that explain why this happens. First, the Zeigarnik effect. It actually says our brains hold on to unfinished tasks. So even starting just one sentence of that blog post or, proposal creates a kind of mental tension, one that makes you more likely to return and finish it. Then there's the temporal motivation theory from Piers Steel. This theory says we procrastinate when 4 factors are low. 1, expectancy. Do we believe we can actually succeed? 2, value. Is this task meaningful to me? 3, impulsivity. How easily am I distracted or emotionally dysregulated? And the 4th one is delay. How far off is the reward? So if you don't believe in yourself, or the task feels pointless, or the reward feels too far away, your brain's going to delay. But here's the magic. Once you understand this, you're no longer powerless. Okay, so now that we know what's really going on, how do we shift it? This isn't about just doing it or hustling through. It's about supporting your nervous system, creating structure, and building emotional safety around success. Here are some tools that really work. So number 1, create better habits and structures. We can do things like time block your to-do list, like actual appointments, put it in on your Google Calendar. Choose 3 non-negotiables each day. Do the hardest task first when your energy is like the most highest. Here's a little tip. If a task feels really heavy, make it the first thing you do. It clears so much mental clutter when you do the hardest task first. Number 2, train your brain to tolerate discomfort. There are a couple of ways that we can do this. You've probably heard of someone called Mel Robbins. Try her 5-second rule, count down from 5 and move towards the task. You can also use the 10-minute rule, so just commit to doing 10 minutes. You can stop after that, but chances are you won't. And the third thing would be to break it down. Open the doc is a win. Write one sentence is also a win. Number 3, build self-belief. We can do this by reframing our self-talk from, instead of I can't do this, I'm learning how to do hard things. You can also celebrate every small task you finish to help reinforce success. I like to do like a to-do list and then tick it off. That's a win for me. And then the third thing that we can do here is visualize what success looks and feels like for you. This isn't fluff. It rewires your brain to associate tasks with confidence instead of fear. Number 4, regulate your emotions beneath the avoidance. So you can ask yourself, what am I really feeling when I think about this task? What might happen if I succeed? Am I trying to soothe my nervous system or avoid it entirely? When we get honest about those answers, like real healing begins. So here's what I want you to know. Procrastination isn't a moral failure. It's actually an invitation to look inward, to build self-trust, to strengthen your emotional resilience, to heal your relationships with success, failure, and your own self-worth. You're not behind, you're not lazy, you're just someone who's still learning how to feel safe taking action, and that is totally okay. Because action builds confidence, avoidance builds fear. Even one small step today, one sentence, one email, one tap on the keyboard, that's you choosing belief over fear. So I'm going to leave you with this. What's one task you've been avoiding that you're willing to spend just 10 minutes on today? Let me know over on Instagram, send me a DM or share your progress and tag me. I'd love to see you moving through resistance with compassion. And if this episode did resonate, please share it with a friend who might need this message too. And just a reminder, you're doing better than you think. Keep going. Until next time. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at @the_grateful_living.